All right, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. The name of the video is Dangerous. Economist explains what Kamala Harris's tax plan means for you. Guys, it doesn't look good. Like, I've read into it and I'm just like, listen, if you want to quickly have corporations leave for places like Dubai or Ireland, please enact that tax plan, Kamala Harris. Right? It's anti-growth, for example. Because what happens is, once you start getting to the crazy numbers that she's actually asking for, growth slows down. Because why would I want to consistently make this much copious money, basically, in the United States of America? Why would I want to do that? Like, how does that foster growth? You're punishing me and anyone else who does business in any meaningful manner, right? Any of the people who own corporations are going to be suffering through this right here, right? What's going to happen? They're going to leave. They're going to leave, period. Right? But all right, let's go ahead and see where this goes, guys. I mean, you want to know the fastest way to destroy our economy even more than it's already destroyed? Please, Kamala Harris, enact that disastrous plan. Let's see where this takes us.
Ronald Reagan, of course, made cutting taxes the centerpiece of his campaign for president back in 1980. And yes, he made good on his promise once elected, signing into law what was then the largest tax cut in history. This time around, as we've been talking about, Kamala Harris campaigning on raising taxes for many Americans.
Listen, okay, so guys, I've seen some of the numbers, but I'm not sure I actually seen like this type of graph regarding them. Guys, this is ridiculous. Like 37% is already wild. Okay. Now to raise it means what? That means that everyone is going to suffer from this here. And if you think that the top 1% of 1% basically is going to suffer from this, you're crazy. They're not going to suffer from this. It's going to be the ones who do not have tax write-offs that are going to suffer from this, meaning the overwhelming majority of the United States of America who do not run businesses through S Corps, C Corps, or LLCs, guys, right? These individuals are going to suffer, which is the overwhelming majority of Americans. All right. That's who's suffering from this right here. Okay. To be honest, the corporate tax is also wild, right? It's 7%. That's a crazy one here. The stock buyback. I'm guessing we're going to be getting into unrealized gains also, speculated. But all right, let's see where this takes us.
Including boosting the top income tax rate to 39.6% and raising the corporate tax from 21 to 28%.
Right.
Yikes. Joining me now,
growth.
Heritage Foundation economist, former Trump economic advisor, Steve Moore. I mean, Steve, there couldn't be more dramatic opposing views on how this economy should be run. You know, look, I just mentioned to Jim Urio there, Steve, look, what would happen? This tax on realized gains. I mean, the taxes on the so-called rich, and it's always the middle class that ends up getting soft
every single time.
I mean,
every single time.
Is dangerous stuff, is it not?
It sure is. And, you know, I did live through the Reagan era. I came to Washington, D.C. in 1984 and actually had the privilege of my life of working in the Reagan administration for Ronald Reagan. And you're right. Here's an amazing statistic. When Reagan came into office, actually, the top income tax rate in the United States was 70%. 70%. When he left office, the highest rate was 28%. That's a very dramatic reduction in taxes. And yet, guess what happened to tax revenues?
Oh, it went crazy. Bro, it went super crazy.
Tell me.
They went up.
Oh, of course
they went
it did.
way up.
There you go.
The rich paid more taxes. Yeah, and by the way,
yeah, because they made more money, right? Growth, right? The reason why they paid more taxes is because they made more money. They were allowed to make more money. Wow. Right? So how about this? Stop doing the virtue signal aspect of things, Kamala Harris, and just understand how the economy should basically run, right? If you allow corporations to make more money, they're making so much money that the tax dollars, right, are being basically funneled into the United States of America. That's how we make money, not by making it extremely restrictive so all of the corporations or people that run businesses leave the country.
Where there's a curve behind this that you know about, actually, it's called the Laffer curve. Sometimes when you can cut tax rates, you get more economic activity, more investment, the economy does better,
growth.
You get more revenues. Now, I want to make this point because it's relevant to RFK Jr., who has endorsed Donald Trump. The other big tax cutter of modern times, of course, was John F. Kennedy. When he came into office, the highest tax rate was 90%. He slashed the tax rates across the board. Yeah. He was very famous for saying that that when tax rates are too high and tax revenues are too low, we have to cut the rates to make the economy grow faster. So if Reagan got that and John F. Kennedy got that, why can't Kamala Harris understand that concept?
Because the majority of the people who are going to vote for her do not care about any of these things. All they care about is the literal virtue signal of, hey, eat the rich. That's all they care about, right? They say, oh, these people have money. I don't. So they shouldn't have money. That's all they care. They don't care about the actual, like the minutia of the actual point. They don't care about that at all. What's that have to do with them? They literally only care. They have money. I don't. So let's punish them. Not realizing that that actually is the worst thing you could possibly do because people leave.
That's very true. I mean, the Democratic Party today was not what it was under JFK.
Exactly.
That is for sure.
That's true.
I think that party is a moderate Republican these days. Anyway, listen, you say that the American dream, sadly, out of reach for most Americans. Why is that, and how can we change it?
Because, when you define the American dream, it's a lot of things, but one of the hallmarks of the American dream is being able to afford a home. Right. And you look at the numbers now, but I have two sons that are in their early 30s. They're about the stage of their life where they'd be looking at, buying a home and starting a family. You can't do that. They couldn't, and by the way, they're middle class. They're doing pretty well, actually. They couldn't possibly afford to buy a house. I mean, now with these high mortgage interest rates, you just cannot buy a house today, and that's true of people in their 30s and 40s where they're just priced out of the market. The average, because of Biden's policies and the massive increase in costs and interest rates, a 30-year mortgage, you're going to pay payments almost twice as high today as you did when Donald Trump was president. Do we really want 4 more years of that?
No. I mean, let's keep this in mind. For the ones who own houses, yeah, we do, right? I'm going to be honest. We do exclusively because we're selfish. I can be honest here, right? I mean, do I really want me to lose roughly 40% about 40% of equity in 1 year? No, I don't want that, right? But we do, in fact, need more property so people can actually afford homes, right? And people can stop doom spending. Now, is it like feasible to be able to own or afford a house right now? The average person cannot do that. I mean, if you think about what 20% is on the median house price right now, you're talking a little bit over $100,000. Bro, who has $100,000 in cash in their bank right now? No one. Have you seen the economy? Come on. Yeah,
no kidding. Very
You're
quickly,
right. Can't afford it. No one can afford it.
The August jobs report out next Friday. Could be a game changer for the Fed. What are you expecting?
Jerome Powell, nothing.
I've given up guessing because, as you know, the Labor Department over the last year and a half has overestimated the jobs by over 1 million. Did you know that? 1.1 million overestimation of jobs. So we keep I keep going on with Maria in the morning, and we got 325,000 jobs, and then the next it was 250, 225.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't have a clue where we're going to be, but I do think the economy is slowing down.
Right. Listen. What he just pointed out here is these fictitious job numbers that Biden basically made up out of thin air. I guess it's easy to do that if you change the classification of what actually a job is, right? If you make it so that all of the gig workers now are considered fully employed, not specifically underemployed, then that makes all the sense in the world, right? And that's why those numbers are fluctuating so rapidly, really, because we're talking about people who are doing like Uber Eats, driving for Uber, Grubhub, Seamless, all of these like food apps, right? Technically they are employed, right? But in fact they're underemployed, and these jobs really do not count. They shouldn't count for Jerome Powell to look at, to even think about, thinking that the economy is still decent, right? Bro, just lower the interest rates. Okay, make money just a little bit more affordable. But I keep this in mind here. No. Hold on. No, he can't do that. He has to raise them. But I don't want him to raise them. We don't want... What happened here? We do not want Jerome Powell, obviously, to raise the interest rates. But I do think that if you want to actually fix the economy, you have to make things naturally expensive, so people can't afford them any longer. Then they stop actually buying things, and then what do the corporations have to do? Lower the prices. That's a reality, right? But obviously, the selfish ones out there, right, want it lowered so we can get free money from the banks again, guys, right? Basically, free money. But all right, listen, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I do think Kamala Harris's tax plan is absolute trash. I don't like it because I know that it'll affect a lot of us, guys, right? Specifically ones who own corporations, guys. But all right, guys, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. And again, that's my selfish desire, right? Because I'll vote specifically for who lower my taxes. That may sound crazy, but I'm a single interest voter for the most part. Immigration, guns, taxes. I like that, basically. Don't take my guns away. Don't raise my taxes ever. Don't even think about that. The taxes are too high right now. All right, I've never gotten a tax refund. Okay, so I don't like that. But either way, listen, make it so I can get a tax refund. Do that. I'll vote for whoever does that. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.
Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.